Yeah, guys. Cool. Glad you're all here. Neat. So, number one podcaster in Virginia, Mr. Christopher Shelor. Thanks for coming out, being.
Thanks for having me. Late night podcast, but this is interesting, different, fun, bold. Got a good whiskey drink. Oh,
right.
New sweatshirt there.
Yeah,
Okay.
love the brand. You know, the gaming end of my endeavors. So, doing that. You know, also the damnable, albeit occasionally fun, cat rancher. That shit's going on.
I know, man. I'm keeping up with it, bro. I'm enjoying them.
Yeah, I did that shit I was telling Devin on a bet.
Yeah, you should definitely tell this story.
So my buddy Frank was like, "Hey, you know what you need to do?" It's like, "What?" He's like, "You need to make a cat video." I'm like, "Dude, fuck you! I ain't making no cat videos." He goes, "Every time I call you, because my morning routine, I'd be chatting with him about Pokemon or whatever, and I'd be going and feeding the cats in the morning." And so he's like, "Dude, every time I talk to you, you're with those fucking cats." I was like, "I'll tell you what, I'll do a video, I'll make it funny, I'll post it, and if I get 100 people to view it, I'll make some more." Well, first I had like 160. Son of a bitch. So I made a couple more, and then I got over 1,000 views. Not likes, so views, but I mean, it was some traffic.
Still views,
Compare like your other videos, how many views?
Oh god, dude! Like I think the last video I did on a game that I play mobile raid is two views.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I'm one of them.
I think I accidentally clicked on Facebook.
Thank you. So, like, I mean, they're not getting traction.
Like I knew that popped up and I recommended on YouTube, and I was just like, okay, he finally did it. He finally found something that's clicking, and it works. You are the rancher.
Cat rancher. And
it's so weird that, I mean, not really weird, but it's something you wouldn't think would take off and be viral, but I don't even know if viral's the right word.
It's a small viral.
Yeah, but it's new. You're getting likes, you're getting hits off of it, and it's just because randomly, you don't even know what the internet wants, but it's just stuff like that. It's like,
apparently the internet still wants cats.
Yeah, they want cat videos because you just never know what's the next best thing that somebody's trying to make some.
And then you can use that to slip in your other stuff.
I mean, not really slip in as much as hammer it home. Be like, look, you like this shit. Imagine if I was funny on other things. And they're like, but you're not funny on other things. So
okay, then you'll be the cat rancher forever.
And yeah, it's like cat rancher
life.
life.
But it could stay, man. If it works, it works. And just, like who's, Mr. Beast and stuff, what he's doing. Guest. I mean, he's been doing the same thing forever.
Yeah, first of all, he has a shitload of expendable income.
Well, that's what he started out that way, but yeah.
But he does, like, one of the things I think that's really cool about doing the whole YouTube podcasting, things like that, is it gives you leverage to allow a lot of philanthropic work. Because Mr. Beast took a ton, I think it's like 95% of his money, and uses it to help the community. Like he did that 1,000,000 tree planting thing in like 2018 or something. Like he's done a lot of really cool things that you just couldn't do without having people subscribing, liking, and donating. And
making money.
Yeah, and making the money. And so that's always like a part of it. People are like, "How are you going to monetize?" Like, I don't know. I was like, I barely get like 30 people to like most of my videos, so I'm just doing it to have fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mr. 2-year veteran who legitimately has sponsors, who has done the work. You've had, I mean, so many great guests. Like,
yeah.
What are you thinking?
Like as far as the future, or what?
2023.
Well, I'm still booked out. People still want to come on, and I think I've been telling you, as long as people are still listening, I'm still going to keep doing it. And if views go down, that's okay, but they're not zero. And and people are still interested. I get random agents to hit me up now, just like, hey, would you be interested in having Devin Dalton as a guest? Because here's his here's his bio sheet. This is what he does. And I'm like, well, some people are figuring it out and finding it. I don't know really how, but. It's something's working. So
where do you get most of your traffic from? Is it from where do you get most of your podcast traffic from? Which app where you're
YouTube's kind of doing better right now, but as far as it usually goes between Spotify and Apple as far as the audio version.
Which I've never even been on there. I normally just see it through Facebook.
Yeah, like YouTube seems to has constant views now, and back in the early days it was just always like 0 views. It's like, oh, okay, sick.
It was one, man. It was me.
Yeah,
And,
like that. Like, yeah, so like if you
It's
ran
all your
once.
friends.
Yeah, exactly. But
And
now.
probably Marie, your mom.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way she says she probably can't even find it. But if you listen to if you listen to the audio version, like it's usually either between Spotify and Apple, but just depending on everyone's got their preference. You know, it's like iPhone and Android. Do you like Spotify or do you like Apple? You know?
So you've been doing it 2 years, right?
Yep. December was 2 years.
Who has been your favorite guest
Ooh.
or most interesting guest? You can't say either of us. Because obviously
I've had a lot of different interesting guests, but it's more the ones that I find myself to have the most entertaining conversations. It's where we start to take deeper dives into, like, you know,
where you learn.
yeah,
something.
like you learn something. Then, you know, that it goes into like the meaning of life, or like, you know, like, hey, what do you think about, like, what are we gonna do when we die? And stuff like those. There seems to be more fun conversations, just because it's, you know, everyone's got their own view of what happens when we die, their own religion, their own, you know, political views, and their own way of thinking, like, oh, to get through my trials and tribulations, this is how I would do it, or this is what success means to me. Like, those are the kind of cool conversations that, besides just the cut and dry, like, oh, you know, just don't be an idiot and stay motivated and go to bed early and wake up and work hard and you'll be successful. It's like, cool, man, I got it. You know, it's
Nice.
That works.
Yeah, it's like, I get it, but, you know, I mean, that doesn't work for everybody. So,
No.
but the ones where we can explore a lot of different ideologies and just, you know, kind of go deep into, like, you know, just like the random conversations that you're almost kind of afraid to have. You know, as far as it's like, you know, hey, what do you think about aliens?
The
Are they real?
conversations where you're being vulnerable.
Yeah, you know, just you're not afraid to open up.
That's what we do.
I learned from my therapist why people relate to me. It's because I'm willing to be vulnerable.
Mhm.
I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
I think you are too.
Yeah, I mean, like back in the day, you don't really want to be vulnerable because it's almost like a weakness, maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, it's viewed as weakness.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, well, if you're vulnerable, then you can be destroyed, or you can be broken down, you can be shamed, shunned, things of that nature.
I have a very good story about vulnerability.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
We're jumping on that.
I
Don't
was
worry
very
about it.
vulnerable, but I'm also not an idiot. But
Yeah.
I'm a very nice fellow. I can be a nice fellow, but
Can you be a not nice fellow?
I can't. There's a monster inside of me as well.
Ooh, be dangerous, man. Be dangerous. But I think that's what a lot of the world relates to now is vulnerability, just because of mental health, and where, like we just said, it wasn't a weakness, but now, like, when you hear somebody who comes out and, you know, is like pouring their heart out to the world or whatever, like, people relate to it just because, like, fuck, somebody else is saying it. Now it's like, that's cool now, because it's just not me. And, like, I think that's why a lot of people kind of relate to it. And I mean, that's why I relate to it. It's just like, man, because you used to think, like, you know, you're deep in your own head, like, shit, you know, life sucked today, day sucked, or whatever, you know, it just, hey, girl broke up with me, hey, I didn't get the job, and failed my test, whatever, but it's just like, you're the only one, man, going through some shit. You know, everyone's got problems. And,
Exactly.
and it's cool to hear other people's things, you know, even when they're supposed to be the cat's pajamas, or, you know, the whatever, yeah, you know, like, hey, you got problems too.
Ever since I've been on these guitar videos, singing videos, the songs that people, like, I'll get, you know, private messages every now and then, you know, I like that one or whatever.
PMs and DMs, right?
Yes, whether it's a girl, female, male, whatever, but the main songs that people related to it, like the song I got the most messages about was a song about, I think it's, what's that British guy?
Ed Sheeran?
Not Aaron, the uglier one.
Damn, that's a hard call.
What's his name?
Dude has a beautiful voice, but he's ugly as shit.
What's his name?
Okay, what is the song? It's about suicide. Shoot, somebody look it up.
I would if you give me more than
It's like,
song about suicide.
British guy wants to commit suicide. I'm like, yeah, I fucked.
Wait,
like,
why did my phone go to Pornhub?
That's weird.
It's a different story.
That's another story. Okay, what is that song?
British guy.
Shoot.
1975. No British. I listened to a lot of them.
No. It's,
Nick Drake?
No, he's
Ian Curtis.
new. He's got long hair. He's.
Dermot Kennedy. I saw him in concert. He's like an
keep
Irish
following.
guy.
Brooks and Dunn? I don't
It's not. It's not that.
Guy, Harry Styles.
No.
Is he probably know he's British?
Does he have hair?
Harry Styles?
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, YouTube. Okay.
So,
Give me a song or something, man. I mean,
I
feel like we can
I'm
figure
going
this out.
here. I know. Okay.
Is he popular?
so
Sam Smith.
No.
I don't know if he's British.
I can't think.
Lady Gaga? Shit, man.
Yeah, it's
like,
Lady Gaga.
yeah, okay, thanks. So,
British.
while you're looking that up,
What is the name of that song?
Just type in the lyrics and it'll
Yeah.
come up.
I'm mumbling them. I don't know the lyrics.
I know you're mumbling it. That's the
right
problem.
now. I'm trying to think what they are.
Go.
No, just
Daryl.
no.
Braithwaite?
Just let me here. You can just cut this out. Let me think for 15 seconds so I can get this.
All right,
song
we'll keep
out.
talking.
Yeah,
See you
whatever.
next. I'm just gonna keep fucking with you. No, but I think one of the guys on TikTok
Someone you loved.
that blew up and
Someone
Devin's
you
point,
loved.
Someone,
Luis Capaldi. There we go.
The fuck?
So, anyways, his name is Luis Capaldi. The song.
I know, I've heard his name.
He's
but
talking. I think he's talking about his aunt that committed suicide, and the song's basically talking about what he would have said if he could have said something to her
Right.
before she died.
okay.
But anyways, when I covered that song, I got like 4 or 5 private messages
No.
on Snapchat and wherever, just talking about. And I think the people like worded it to me like they're you know. Am I depressed? And no, I wasn't. I was just singing a song. But it was more like they were kind of opening up. Oh, other people feel that way as well.
Exactly.
Just because, I guess because when I sing a song, I'm kind of real and vulnerable with it. I open up.
Right.
So it sounds like I could have potentially been that person. No, I wasn't. I mean, obviously we all go through depressive time. We have depressive thoughts. But no, I wasn't that
There's
person.
been a song.
But I can sing that song. And
How do you choose? I don't know if I've asked you this before, but when you're thinking about covering a song, I mean, do you pick
today,
one,
like,
or
okay,
just randomly you pick one based on the lyrics? You pick one because you're like, hey, I can sing. I know I can sing this way
today,
pretty good.
I did a
or-
song. I covered a song today, and I hadn't. The songs I've been doing recently were ones I've done before, but a new song I covered was what's that new country guy? Let me just go ahead and look it
Parker
up.
McCollum,
No,
Morgan Wallen.
Jelly Bean.
Jelly Bean, he's
Okay,
cool.
I did that one, and the reason I covered it is because there was this girl on my Snapchat, and she
Son of a Sinner.
that one,
Yeah.
that song. That's
I've heard
another
that one.
emotional
Yeah,
song.
that's it.
Anyways,
he
the
looks
reason
like he's been
yeah.
through some shit too.
I just
It's like hard country road.
Dude, like he's got like he don't seem your country guy. Like,
You
he's
can
got
hear it.
face tattoos.
Yeah, you can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just saw it on Snapchat. Oh, that person liked that. I like that song too. Let me see if I can sing it. I was just in the mood for it.
So I've been trying to get you to post shit on anything other than Snapchat. You picked expert mode in terms of like posting things to get people to view things. Like Snapchat's probably the hardest way to get viewership, and the fact that you are is awesome.
Well, I was just doing that because.
Don't
it's
you do
easy.
TikTok?
No, I didn't because.
Oh,
You're not taking on that top?
No, I'm not doing the TikTok because
I thought you were.
I tried it, but then I'm
Mhm.
not. If I don't see results, I just don't
Scrap it.
It's just like it's a waste of my time because I go on there and I feel like, oh, I'm fighting with a billion other people for attention, and it's just like it'd be very difficult to. I mean,
I get it.
Are there-
but
all right.
it's kind of like we were saying with the cat
as
race
far
videos.
as well, like for me personally, yes, if I got famous, if I made money, obviously everybody wants that. But for me, I just like doing it.
I think the money, fame.
I mean, yes, but that's that's not the goal. But
Turn off.
obviously, you would like that. So if I go on there and I feel like I'm fighting with a billion other people, I'm just wasting my time.
Didn't Bailey Zimmerman get discovered on TikTok?
I don't know.
Does that sound right?
And that's the question I was gonna. That's the
He's
question I was
country
gonna
singer.
ask. Has anybody actually really got
I
discovered?
think
Because there's-
so. I think
I know
some
some
random
people
people have.
Well, but I'm just thinking, if you really wanted to get discovered, you go to Morgan Wade. You know who Morgan Wade is, right?
Mm-hmm.
She just actually, if you
Ain't
want,
she from around Floyd?
yes,
Yeah.
if you actually just go out and play, that's your best shot at getting.
I mean, I agree with that.
It's
Yes.
one of.
So if you're not doing
Yes.
that and you're just planning on banking off of TikTok, you're not going to get
Who
discovered.
has been
It's going to be a
discovered.
method, but this is a completely different generation.
TikTok.
I think that you have I would say 30 to 60-year-old people that are looking for new talent that are going to be going to these local bars. They're going to listen to
Okay,
music like
there you
that.
And I feel like that's my audience is like older people
Okay.
anyway.
10 most popular musicians who owe their career to TikTok. Lil Nas X,
Oh, no shit.
Doja Cat, Walker Hayes, Jack Harlow, he's pretty big. Beach Bunny, Olivia Rodrigo, Dixie D'Amelio, I don't know who that is, and Lizzo. And this is according to ScreenRant.com.
I've heard of 5 of them off the top.
I know a couple on there. Jack Harlow, I know, but so I mean, it can happen.
Well,
yeah, but
I
I do agree though. What are the odds?
honestly, I'm just too lazy. My editing skills are not good enough, so I just like to take my phone, record a simple video.
Well, you can just push that up there on TikTok, right? You don't have to make it anything fancy.
Well, if you're doing it natively in Snapchat, I think you have to go through a bunch of other hoops to get the digital info to another platform. That's the issue.
Well, see, y'all don't understand. I have a master plan anyway.
Okay.
All right.
It
was.
Let us help us understand.
Yes, the master plan is you start very small, and that's what I did.
Sure.
I started on Snapchat. I just threw out, hey guys, here's
Throw
a
some content.
here's a random video. Do you like it? And on Snapchat, like if you threw it on Facebook, people are actually going to comment or not like or like. You throw it on Snapchat, and nobody else can see if anybody even likes it. But I knew that if anybody really liked it, they would actually send me a message that they really liked it. Because that's a big. If you're going to send a private message, that's a big step of I actually like your stuff. If you put it on Facebook for 300 people to see, you could potentially just be putting that message up there to get attention or to see just to be part of the crowd or whatever. But if you send me a private message, it means a lot.
I get that.
The commenting versus
so anyways, that's where you start. Okay, did people like it? Okay, they did. I got some messages. All right, then you just keep doing that. You build a little fan base. All right, local fan base. Okay, you build your confidence up. You got a local fan base, right? Then you go play. Okay, and then you just go from there. Like my plan isn't to stay on like social media and like get if I want like if that is the plan. My plan is to continue playing because I like playing for people. I like relating to people. I like being vulnerable in front of people.
I get it.
But then you build your confidence up. Oh, people actually like it. Am I like you? Because you don't want to go to like Dogtown and like, why do you even come here?
Yeah.
So okay, some people would want to see me. Then you go there. Then you go even further and even further.
Well,
I'm only on like step 2 of the journey.
I think you always have to go to those places. So
Yes. I am.
Yes.
Yeah. I am. Like I met a friend today actually.
Okay, friend.
See, all the other friends I've been playing with, they're a little unreliable, and nobody actually, like me, I'm always down. I'm down for whatever.
There's DTF.
I'm DTF. Down. No,
down to fiddle.
I'm down. No, I'm not DTF. I'm DTP. I'm down to play.
Okay.
I'm not DTF. And I'll tell you a story about that.
He's down with OTP.
But I'm down to play, but nobody really wants to do anything.
OPP.
You set something up, and somebody, okay, I got this. Okay, you don't really want to play. But anyways, I found somebody today that's actually played at Dogtown.
That's
he
good.
He plays mandolin. He plays guitar, but he doesn't sing that. Isn't much on the singing. I'm not much on the guitar playing the instruments, but I like to sing, so.
So you'd rather just sing than play?
Well, I mean, no, I'll do both. I'm just saying right now my playing's not that great. So
take that voice to the Dogtown Road.
I'm just going to take it to the Dogtown Road, and I'm going to take that, to the Dogtown Road. But anyway, that's the plan.
Good, I like it.
Let
us know when you're playing. I mean, shit ain't.
But I've been getting, I've had so many people coming at me from every, do this, do that, do this. I know what I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
I know exactly what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing for the plan that I want to do.
Well, that's good.
Nobody else knows my plan.
I mean, we kind of do now.
Well, you do now. I told you the master plan.
Yeah. So
that's
good.
kind of true.
But I'm on step 2 of it, and y'all are still on step 1.
My
master plan.
I'm on step B adjacent there.
Yeah. But you're on a different plan, though.
I am.
Completely different audience. And yours involves cats.
Fuck me, it does.
You just gonna ride that wave until you figure find a new wave?
Same thing. So it's not about like riding the wave so much as people are liking it and people getting involved, and I'll do it until it either stops being fun or people stop liking it.
Yeah.
So kind of what you were talking about with podcasting.
Yeah.
And doing the Your Weeks and stuff, and I'll throw my section on Your Week, and I think you'll have the Shelor Select version of this on Shelor Select.
I will.
If this is an episode 200, hopefully 204.
We at 204, baby.
Yes,
I just uploaded.
Actually, maybe the video will be on Pornhub.
On Pornhub,
yeah.
where I've just made an account. I'm now a Pornhub model.
Yeah, I had to.
Nice.
But not in the sense that I'm going to be. Yeah, you tell them.
Pornhub, no.
Because this was your idea.
So it's funny enough. Like Pornhub is the #1 trafficked website. I think Netflix is number 2.
Okay.
And
Why would that be the case?
well, because people
Sex sells.
sex sells.
Exactly.
People enjoy it.
It's a $1 billion industry.
What Pornhub has done though is they basically, as long as you're over the age of 18, as you found out, because you had to jump through some hoops to show your driver's license and stuff, and like they take this in order to make sure that there are thousands of lawsuits that they probably get a day, that they're not employing minors, things like that. So
Yeah.
people was 100% legit, or at least they had to have a fake ID to do it. But all that isn't important. Pornhub is one of the main ways that people can load data on a server and have it, and Pornhub doesn't really take it down. Now, if there's like a Disney movie or something, and Disney gets a real pain in the ass, like, all right, fine, we'll pull it off. But for the most part, you can make any kind of content you want. Now, Pornhub traditionally serves up pornography. It's kind of in the name. But there's a lot of other people that have made a lot of other videos that have gotten subscriptions, money, things like that through it.
Yeah.
And they don't have to go through some of the censorship. Like, I think there's been, there was something on the trafficking, or not the trafficking, Jesus. The traffic increased for gun videos on Pornhub because they demonetized it on YouTube. That happened a couple of years ago. Anyways, to make a long story short, I joked with Devin. I said, dude, you should make a Pornhub account and just put your videos on there. You want to be naked, that's your prerogative or not. And he said, absolutely. He would love to do some naked guitar. You can see that the look in his face. He's excited. And so yeah, made the account, close optional. And
You've uploaded videos to
I
it?
haven't, because
he just made the account.
it was
Oh.
you have to go through a bunch of hoops and ladders just to get it. You have to make a clear photo of your ID, both sides.
Using a separate app.
Separate app, and I didn't realize that.
Damn.
They don't tell you to download it either. They just say, hey, your shit's not working. Like, my computer set up, I was like, what do you mean this ain't working? I was like, why is it not picking up my camera? And you had to download via Apple or Android, which is funny because it means that people aren't making it on their computer. But, I mean, you can.
But the best thing about being a Pornhub model is, and like posting videos on Pornhub, is now that every time I go to Pornhub, I don't have to delete my history.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, I
or like,
see.
you know what I'm saying?
Because
It's
it'll
just
say,
like,
hey.
well, hey, I'm a porn.
Yeah.
I upload videos on there. That's why I'm on Pornhub.com.
That's
I'm
it.
not looking at porn.
No. I mean, it happens to glaze over my eyes.
I see some.
We opened up the, and this also happened, I'm hanging out with the missus. And I was like, oh shit, I got to go on Pornhub and make an account so I can follow my buddy Devin. And she's like,
What?
and if anybody who
So what
knows
now?
me said this, she's like, what, you don't have an account? And I was like, I don't, funny enough.
Has anybody ever had a Pornhub account?
Loads.
Yeah, I mean,
Loads of
no, but
people.
I'm saying
But not
anybody-
like
I've never
No.
had an account. Why'd you make an account?
Like, I mean, I look that shit up on incognito. So they're just, I mean, they're still tracking all the data.
Yeah, your ISP can still get it, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's still like, it just makes me feel better that somebody's not going to put P on a browser on a machine I'm using and go, oh shit. So, I mean, it's interesting. So I don't have an account. I'll need to make one now because now Devin has an account.
yeah.
Fuck me.
So you don't want to do an OnlyFans?
like for
What's next
doing
step?
music.
Yeah, because like OnlyFans is not just for
Yeah,
porn. I mean,
it's like
I'm down for whatever.
it,
If it'll
So
make
the-
it get out there.
the
I mean, it's
Three-
majority.
let's ask this. Like, one of the things about CrossFit is that everybody lifts the same weight. So
Yes, whatever division you're doing, yes, you
So
have to do the
you're-
exact same shit.
Slide that way
slide which way?
towards Chris.
Towards Chris. So I'll come up and get close to you.
Yeah, get in here,
So-
Big Papa.
Yeah.
No, like that way because you're.
Like I was, I was fine 5 fucking seconds ago. You had to go do a damn
Well,
chihuahua.
no, because you went that way.
Look, I'm right here.
You're
See
going
yourself.
closer to the camera,
Look, well, I'm trying to get.
and you're blocking him.
What's the problem, isn't
That's
it?
a CrossFit bar.
Yeah,
man.
let
It's
me
cross
block
fit.
these boulder shoulders here for real.
Yeah. Dude, they're strong.
Hey,
And
thanks,
it
man.
looks swole too.
Thanks, man.
So
What's your question?
the weight, if they are physically heavier than you and in similar physical shape, that does give a substantial advantage. because-
Yeah, I mean, it's
because it's
almost
speed, isn't it? So same weight,
speed and physics. I mean, I weigh about $170, and then some guy who's weighing 220. I mean, depending on what weight we're gonna do. If it's just like a weight or a weightlifting exercise, yeah, like I'm at a use at a disadvantage. Now, there's outliers out there who can compete with the best of them, more elite athletes, which that's great and all, but I'm just not there. But yeah, I mean, for example, I hit a 205 snatch tonight, and the guy in front of me, yeah, thanks, man. That's not my PR, but it's pretty close. But the guy in front of me went and hit a 260 snatch. And he made a little bit heavier than me. I'd say he's probably more in the 180, 190 range. But
same height, a little short, a little taller.
Definitely taller, but body weight probably had 10, 20 pounds on me. But still, fucking 260 snatch.
I mean,
that's not easy.
It's real weight.
Yeah. And then, but there's some behemoths down there, man, and they just, can manhandle weight, where it's a little bit more effort for me. But, just depending on, if they do more gymnastic stuff, like pull-ups and muscle-ups and stuff.
Right.
Like, we got third in that workout.
Okay.
And we gave him a dick on that one.
you're like, hold on, let me take my pants off. Why? You don't like the way this goes.
Come swinging through the air with me, bro. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what it is. Like, no matter what, like, here's your workout. This is what you have to do. Doesn't matter how tall you are, how much you weigh, what the color of your skin is, what your experience is.
Just age.
Yeah.
Age
so,
and.
So they had like a master's, which is age, which is 35 and up, and then they have RX, which what I do is like, it's usually heavier stuff and harder movements, and then they have like a scaled version, which is usually like instead of doing handstand push-ups, you would just do regular push-ups, and then like if I have to do, let's say 135 is a whatever weight they want you to do, then the scale would do for guys like 95 pounds.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you would tear up in some of those like body weight.
Yeah, that's my thing.
And that's your jam.
Yeah, like that's my thing. Like, we get into like handstand push-ups, muscle-ups, pull-ups. Like I'm a little Mighty Mouse in there, bro.
I just have
boom.
Listen, I just have one question for you.
What's up?
Do you even lift, bro?
Do you even lift? Yeah, I do, man. I mean,
okay.
I try.
I
So
sure.
I try to throw some weight around, pick it up, put it back down.
I also do a little lifting, which, funny enough, doesn't garner the muscles it used to.
It does not.
But so yeah, man, but it was a good event though. It was different.
So it was huge, like a lot of people.
We're in Greensboro Coliseum. Tons of people. A lot of CF baddies down there, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of classy ladies.
What's a CF?
CrossFit baddie. I don't know.
I thought it was like something sexual.
No, it's just like, I don't know. I said it like classy.
He said it that way, but it
was.
wasn't really.
Yeah, I don't only CrossFitters.
So I probably would never use the term CF.
I would go use that out in public. Yeah.
Looking for the CF baddie.
Yeah.
Y'all seen CF
Yeah, just looking for the girls who squat. Might just say that. But yeah, so they did it different. So they had the whole floor, and they had 4 events all going on at once. So I would be over here for this one workout, then an hour later I would go over here, but then other people were going. So that was kind of cool, and that was like to have so many teams and so many people there. That was the only way it was going to work for us to get there at 8 o'clock and then have us all finished by whatever we finished 6 or 6:30 or so.
You were humping it because you had to get up at 6.
I got up at 4:40.
Nah, I'm good.
Got up at 4:40, met everybody at 5, and we rode down from there. And that got us there a little after 7. And then that gave us time to check in and, sit around. And like my first workout was at 9 o'clock. So, like, damn.
There it is.
Yeah, so it's fun overall, and I enjoy doing it, but it does make for a long day. And, and it's cool. You get to throw down with friends. I mean, we went out afterwards, got pizza. And like I said, you got to see some
What was that?
some dump trucks.
How about some
that's a cool
waste
thing.
management
Dump
dump trucks?
And that's the cool thing about it, living in Southwest Virginia. I mean, Southwest Virginia can't hold a can of the big cities, especially if you're a single dude wanting to go out on the town. Yeah, we got a college town here and stuff, but, I'm not 22 running the college bars anymore.
And it feels like, I was walking around, Mrs. and I were going to see a concert on campus at the Bonnie. It was like local group. They look cute, like plate scrapers. And it's like, all right, I've not heard of them. I'll go. And I show up there and I'm looking around campus, and like if you asked me 10 years ago, I'd be like, there are some fine ladies here. And I was looking around, I was like, children! They're all children.
Yeah.
And it's not the same. Like the games.
It's different, man. When you turn, it's like, all right.
30.
So I was thinking about this, like when you get in the 30s now, and like somebody asks you, like we were talking about, like what's the most best conversations you've had during a podcast, whatever we were talking about earlier. It's just like, what's the meaning of life and stuff. It's like, I think it's like when you go out somewhere and you're like, I'm ready to go fucking home, you know?
Really?
That's the meaning of life. When you're out, like, can we wrap this shit up? Like, I'm done. I want to go home and sleep in my own bed. And like, but we were talking like back in college, we didn't give a fuck. Like, give me the floor. Hey man, give me your sweatshirt. I'll sleep on the floor right here. Whatever. You know, you didn't care where you pass out. But now this is me talking. I care where I pass out now. It's like, I want to go back to my own bed, bro.
It's not even about passing out. Like,
You might.
Or not even pass out. Literally, just I want to go to bed in my own bed. You know,
Mhm.
like I've had a couple whiskey drinks. I'm going. I just
That's
want to
it.
go home.
that's so I'm hanging out with Matt, Devin's brother, and we're online last night playing some Gears, just the two of us, and we get on. We do 2v2 Nasher, which is shotguns for people that don't know. It's just 2-on-2.
Here's a war, baby.
Gears of War. Went in first one was like, all right, we're a little rusty. We lost by a couple rounds. Second one we won. I got MVP. Third one
Let's
we won.
go.
Matt got MVP. And I told Matt, I was like, let's just quit.
Yeah,
I was like, we got 2 wins. I've had a whiskey drink. We've hung out for like 40 minutes at this point. I'm fucking good, dude. Let's take the win.
That's
Let's
solid
take the win.
Instead of sitting there the rest of the night and just start going downhill and getting mad.
Getting hammered.
Yeah.
Can't play for shit.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I
You want to
can't.
set your control and throw it to the wall.
I was like,
See, that's a responsible adult, Joe, and I respect that.
That's,
I can respect
wisdom.
that all
True
day.
wisdom.
Y'all have really matured.
Yeah, I hate to say
It's
it.
very.
I had a
mature.
drink, had a nice time. Hey, let's put a bow on it.
Yeah.
Put a bow on it.
Nobody's lives were threatened. There was no dissent.
Yes.
God. If I had a nickel for each time that shit has happened in our group, I would.
you and your family.
Oh God. I was thinking in real life, hell, if I had a nickel for each time we said shit online, I would be beating Bill Gates with money.
I
Someone would
forgot.
pick that shit
I
up.
forgot who said it, but somebody was like, didn't Matt and Tim used to give out the Davis address?
Yeah, all the time.
14 days.
Yeah, 14 days.
Yeah, there's no telling how many people, if anybody's ever showed up there.
Dude, they probably showed up there while we were cranking out a banger. They're like, there's no way we're fighting these dudes. They sound like they're fighting in there already.
I would love to see if anybody actually legitimately was like, all right, we're going. You know, there's some crazy person out there who's like, all right, we never say address.
Let's
look it up on Google Maps.
There's some crazy people in the world.
All right, so
I've talked to you about it a couple times, like,
Yeah.
you know, somebody else, like you.
And
on
I don't
the
think I
podcast.
ever actually told you exactly what was.
Well, you,
going on.
the last time we really talked about it was when we did Spartan.
Yeah, so you don't really, you don't know. That was before I'd even seen the therapist the last time.
Because
To figure out
I
what
think
was
you were
wrong with
talking.
me.
You were talking to me about
Yeah,
how you were thinking about going back.
yeah. Okay, so
well, I guess there's context for people that don't know. You didn't do the Spartan race, which like you conquered
I did.
the hard one.
Yeah, I did the hardest one, and it was 13 miles.
Yeah.
13.1 half
In West
marathon.
Virginia, a terrain like this.
Yeah.
But then it was very physically demanding. But then the next two,
Like
because of
flat ground.
because of the mental stuff I was going through from
Right.
many years of anxiety, I couldn't do it
Yeah.
because of thoughts in my head.
Mhm.
Didn't even make any sense. But anyways, so to skip back and give context to that, so all my life I've dealt with social anxiety. You know, I could get into that another time. But anyway, social anxiety, it's something I've always dealt with. It's something I've always battled with. It's something I've always struggled with. And what I learned is that's not what you're supposed to do with anxiety. You don't struggle with it. But
You
anyways,
try to overcome it.
no, I'll get there.
Okay.
I'll get there. So. What's the date now? What are we? January.
The 14th.
January 14th. So last
Last Saturday was a big day.
last Saturday was a big day, but you can't hear about that. So that's on the other one.
Pay, subscribe.
February 10th. February 10th of last year, 2022. I turned 30. So
You did.
somewhere
We
around
were-
that time.
We were there.
Y'all were
went to
there.
the
We went to
party.
Dogtown.
And Lush.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we
Dogtown and Speakeasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Shout out,
Lush.
Yes.
Lush Lounge, baby.
Two great places with a great dude.
We
For
went
that dirty 30.
that dirty 30. Okay.
February? That's February.
February 10th. Sometime in February. I don't remember the exact date. That's irrelevant. So before that date, I'd just been going through some stuff. You know, some stuff had been weighing on me. Just not me necessarily, but just things in my life that I couldn't control, and it was just starting to weigh on me. All right.
Mhm.
So I've been going through a whole lot things in my life, and then sometime after February 10th, I went up to my sister's house, and then which she lives 5 hours away in King George. I'd also went to my aunt's house, just trying to see if, just going on some adventures. And then on the way back from my sister's house, like 15 minutes into the ride back, and now everything I'm about to say, you might understand what I'm about to say, you might not. I might tell the entire story, you still might not get what I'm trying to say. But either way, this is what I experienced, this is what happened. So I'm driving back.
From your sisters?
From my sisters.
Okay, let's make sure I know.
Yes,
Okay.
and I just have the thought, what if I have a panic attack? Okay. And I still, to this day, I don't know if I actually had the technical medical term for a panic attack, but I started becoming anxious. I started panicking, whatever. I started having that thought, and then, oh no, I'm having something. I'm having thoughts that I'm having a panic attack, just from what
just
if.
Having thoughts about having a panic attack.
Just the thoughts about it.
Not actually having a panic attack.
Like I said, I might have had physical symptoms. I don't know. I'm just saying I had the thoughts. What if I did? Okay. So I'm starting to get panicky. I pull over and I just start to relax.
Makes sense.
Because I think I'd had panic attacks before in my life. Maybe one or two. They might have come unexpected. Like one time, the first time I smoked marijuana, I think I had.
Which is legal in Virginia, guys.
Which is legal, yeah. Anyways, I think I had a panic attack.
Because he did it when it was legal.
I kind of just was zoned out, and I was with my brother, and I felt like I couldn't move, and I felt like I was trapped inside my head, and they were talking to me, but I couldn't respond. And anyways, that's just kind of what it felt like. So, all right.
Sounds like his brother just put the gas mask
I
on.
don't know.
Like, here you go.
But anyways, so I had the thoughts, panic attack. Whether I had it or not, I don't know. But I'm still having a bunch of thoughts, racing thoughts about it. I pull over, I relax, then I start driving back, and I guess I'm still having thoughts about what I just experienced. And then my thoughts I felt weird for 30 minutes. All right.
Fair.
Okay. So then 4.5 hours more of the drive. I make it back. I get away from all those thoughts, whatever. I relax and I make it back home. Then a week or two later, I'm talking with another friend, and I think I bring up what I had experienced. Then they start telling me about panic attacks and stuff they've experienced, and then they tell me about a panic attack they had, okay?
Oh.
And their panic attack was, some bad things that happened to them, and then they start having the thought, and like I said, this ain't going to make most people aren't going to understand this because you don't actually have the fear that I had. I had a medical condition, or still kind of do, but I'm getting better. But anyways, he had the thought, and I now I'm certain to realize he probably has the same condition I did. He just didn't realize it, and he didn't go get help for it, like he should have. He has the thought because something really bad happened to him. What if I go home and killed myself? Mm-hmm. What if I went home? Not that he was going to.
Like I said, no desire to.
Like I'm saying, yes, he was real sad about what had happened, but he is a very religious person. He believes, and I believe that's not right. Nobody should kill themselves, whatever. Yep. And he knew that, but he has the thought, and it starts to consume him, and he starts panicking about it. What if I go home and kill myself? Whatever, that thought starts consuming, and he starts panicking about it. But what he's experiencing was the same thing I experienced, was a fear of loss of control of your mind. That's what I had, but anyways, I'll get to that. Anyways, so I listened to his story, and it freaked me out, because here I am in the early stages of fear of loss of control of my thoughts, and whatever that freaked me out about him, and so I go home, don't think any more about it. Then that Friday of that week, I'm at home and at my house by myself, and I'm just in my gaming room. I think I was about to play video games or something. And then I have the thought, what if I got so depressed that I killed myself? And like I said, I wasn't actually depressed. I mean, yes, we all have depressive thoughts. We all go through stuff. But I really wasn't, and I'm not bragging, but I'm saying I wasn't a depressed person. I'm normally most people know me. I'm always smiling. I'm a pretty happy guy, but I had the thought, what if I got so depressed that I killed myself? And then for the next 10 days, that's all I thought about. And it just started spiraling. Those thoughts started spiraling until I made myself believe that I actually was that way. But really, I had nothing to be suicidal about. It was just thoughts consume me. So anyways, after 10 days of not sleeping, just being completely miserable, I don't even know how I'll function at work because I'm just in my head, just loops of spinning on thoughts about stuff like that I can't control. I then go to a doctor. He tells me, oh, you're just depressed. Do all this, like work out, do all this, and whatever.
Get off the porn.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know whatever. You're just depressed. Okay, I go along with it, and I go along with those thoughts of, okay, let me just do things positive things that would make a depressed person better. So for the next 3 months, I go on sertraline, which is like a serotonin reuptake inhibitor. I'm on a very low dose. I come to find out later that it was such a low dose that it really doesn't even, it's pretty much placebo effect. So it really didn't even do anything for me. I'm not saying if anybody does need stuff like that, by all means use it if you need it. But normally they say the best way to get better on anything is therapy and medicine. Anyways.
Yep.
So for 3 months, I'm back. I'm playing the guitar, I'm singing, I'm doing everything that a depressed person should do to not be depressed. All right, I'm making my life better.
Keep busy.
Yes,
better.
Whatever. I also talked to a bunch of people close to me. They're giving me all this advice. Do this, do that. Don't think about bad things. That's the worst advice you can give to anybody, to tell somebody to not think about something.
It's that pink elephant.
Right, exactly.
Don't think about a pink elephant.
If I tell anybody right now that's watching this to not think about a pink elephant, the moment I say that, you're thinking about a pink elephant. So don't ever tell somebody to think about something
Somebody
different.
literally told me that on my podcast last 2 nights ago.
It is. You cannot.
Yep.
If I tell
What
you
a
something,
quickie.
It's relevant.
Yes.
Or maybe you're getting scammed. Gotta edit that shit up. Damn it.
Eat my ass.
But if I tell you not to think about something, you're going to think about it, and then the more you try to run from a thought, the more it's going to chase you. So anyways, I do what the doctor says. I think I even go see the same therapist that eventually tells me what's wrong with me. I'm not going to give out any names because I don't know how.
That's fine.
Whatever.
I'll do that.
I'm not giving out names. So anyways, when I go see the therapist, the behavioral therapist, he's just, with the information I've given him and what the doctor's given him, he just thinks, oh, you're depressed. Let's do this, do that, whatever. So
Nope.
I still don't actually know what's wrong with me. I just think I'm depressed. Let's do this. Okay. So that was February, when the 10 days of hell, that's what I call it, because it's the first time I'd ever experienced
You were
that.
rough during that time,
Yes.
man.
Yes. So
You had
anyways.
It reminded me, and to cut you for a second, like when I had really bad sciatica and back pain, I was laid up for like 6 weeks in 2019, 2020. And there's a wildness you get to your eyes from sleep deprivation and just suffering. And until you went through some shit like
Yes.
that, you don't know it. And I saw you and I was like, this poor bastard suffering.
Yes.
And like you don't have that now.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, you were going through a rough patch.
All right, so February, go through 10 days of hell, then
Yep.
go to the doctor, says I'm depressed. Let's make you not depressed.
The doctor actually said you were.
Yeah, that's whatever, you're depressed. Okay. Whatever.
That's
Medicine,
what I'm
whatever. Okay. So by June, all right, I'm feeling better again.
Oh, dude, just swole up.
I'm feeling better. I don't want to be on drugs. Drugs are not for me. So I, talk with doctor and therapist. I'm ready to come off whatever. They, therapist agrees, which because if I say it, it's true. I'm ready. I'm ready for the.
As long as you're not bipolar,
Yeah,
it's the one like.
All right, so I come off the medicine slowly. That's how you come off of SSRIs. You taper
You
off.
have to.
Yeah, you half, and whatever. So, like a week or so after coming off, I then have the thought, what if I can't make it in life without being on medicine?
And we're back.
And then that thought consumes me. All right. So that's like June. Then as the months, July, August, September, I just keep getting worse and worse. Thoughts keep consuming me more. Like, what if? I start coming up with these what if thoughts that lead to my doom. Like some of my most ridiculous thoughts were like, what if in the next moment I have to think of all my thoughts? I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you're focusing on a thought, like, so, all right, and then I walk out that door, and the thought that's going through my head is, what if when I walk out there I have to think of every thought? And then that thought gets stuck. And I'm afraid of that thought being stuck in my. I know that sounds ridiculous, but when you had what I have, it makes 100%. It makes 100%. Whatever I'm going to say. I don't know, it makes sense. Okay. So, ridiculous thoughts just through my head, and they always lead to my doom. Or like, what if I get so crazy that I have to be taken somewhere? And I even told my parents, what if I'm going to get so miserable, y'all put me somewhere so I don't do something. Just thoughts keep consuming me.
Yeah.
I try everything. I try meditation. I try whatever, and then I'm starting to like I'm doing. Which, I'd already done stuff like all meditation is just ways to relax.
What kind of meditation did you do? Like sit in a room by yourself? Did you go for a drive? Did you just walk around?
There's a bunch of different types of meditation, but just basically just like for me, just focusing on your breath and then just trying to observe your thoughts.
So, did you just literally sit in a room by yourself in the dark?
Whatever, just trying to. What meditation is you're trying to observe your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm
just asking how you
did it. I doing? Maybe different places, maybe out in the shed, maybe in the barn.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. What was your version of it?
Then, because I had what I had, I started getting I started having the thoughts, what if I get so in meditation you're trying to, some of them involve scanning your body, and I was then getting stuck on what if I get, when you're scanning your body, what if I get stuck on the thought of my knee? I know it sounds ridiculous, but get stuck on body parts. Mm-hmm. I get stuck on my breath. I get stuck on whatever thought, and then I start getting.
You can't think about anything.
Yes, and I can't think about anything else. All right, so once I realized it, and then there was also some meditation program that the therapist had just given me for general life back in June. I tried that, and it's like a 14-day program. It's supposed to help, which it probably would have helped if I hadn't have had what I had. But anyways, So then by day 14, the fact that I wasn't fixed, I then start panicking even more. So from July to November, I'm just going downhill, just consumed with thoughts that I'm panicking about. I think from somewhere around October to November, I went 2 months where on average I'd sleep anywhere from 0 hours to 1 hour every night.
God.
I went 2 months without really sleeping at all. So then every night I was like, oh, I'm not sleeping great. I get to go to work tomorrow. And we were still really busy at work. So I'm working 10 to 12 hours manual labor. It's like, oh my goodness. And then I have to actually go to work and deal with people.
Something very Canadian. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And like I go to work, and then I still have to deal with people that are whining and complaining about I gotta do this, gotta do that. You don't know shit, man. I'm literally not sleeping, and I'm still working 12 hours. Cry me a river, please. So, anyways, every night there were some nights where I'm just like, I'm trying to think of everything to go to sleep. I'm like, maybe I could suffocate myself just enough to where I'd pass out and then go to sleep for a little while. Or
so what's funny, and so you think how absolutely absurd and dumb that is, but when you get to a point in your suffering that you want any kind of relief.
I wasn't trying to kill myself. I was just trying to pass out.
Yeah,
yes,
but
to where I could sleep.
When you get to a point that you've suffered so much, you begin to entertain the ridiculous in order to achieve some semblance of rest and relief. It's like I said, like if you'd asked me 4 years ago, I'd be like, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard. That's dumber than hell. And I'm like, I'd see how you'd get there.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, so those 4 months, I just
everything's shit.
Everything
how did
is
you
shit.
Get better?
I'm getting there. So then the thoughts start coming back. Oh no, I'm gonna get so miserable that I'm gonna kill myself. That thought comes back.
Damn.
Then that consumes me. I'm going out, and that's when I think I started calling out all my friends. I was like, not that I was gonna kill myself, but I'm just looking for help because I don't know what's wrong with me. Somebody please. It's like I wanted people around me all the time because I was in my head 24/7.
But with people around you, it changed the way you thought.
The only relief I got was talking about what I was going through, or just I'd have moments of conversation about something else. But the moment I got back to myself, the thought I was afraid to be in my head because I knew thoughts were coming back that I couldn't control.
You're by yourself.
Yes,
you're by yourself
yes.
in your own head. But if you have
So,
people around, you're not by yourself.
I knew I couldn't sleep, so I had no relief whatsoever. It was just no relief whatsoever.
But with people, you had relief.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So then once those thoughts of I'm gonna get so miserable that I'm gonna kill myself, I started telling my parents. I was like, "Look."
Which is funny. You didn't want to. Like,
no, I did not want to.
That never went through.
That's the
your
point.
mind.
I did not want to, but I'm saying I'm gonna get so bad that I'm
afraid you were going to.
that I'm gonna kill myself because I'm miserable right now. But I didn't want to because I could always list off. I've got this, that, this. I've got a lot going for me.
Have to live your life looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm miserable. So, once those thoughts started coming back of I'm gonna get so miserable, I'm gonna kill myself, then I was like, okay. I called the doctor because I wanted to talk to the therapist again, and I couldn't get an appointment for like a month and a half. Then I'm like, oh gosh.
And I remember the telemedicine was ridiculous. I was actually Teledoc. I think I recommended it to you, and I'm actually madder than fuck at them. And if you guys see this through whatever scanning, you need to hear this shit. So Teledoc, I actually had some anxiety issues. Went to them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just call this person. We'll set up an appointment." It was great. It was fantastic. I talked to the lady. And I told her, I was like, "This is my plan." She's like, "Well, it sounds like you said everything you need to. Great. We'll move forward." So I had a very positive experience. Devin, we're going and checking it out. We can't get to that shit. Come to find out that they change what services you can even view to get assistance with based on your insurance. So, like, he couldn't even view mental health stuff, even though, and the lady said, if you signed up with an account, did not provide your insurance information, you could see the option. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
so anyways, I call, get the appointment. It's like a month and a half out. Then I'm like panicking even more because, oh no, can I make it another month and a half without killing myself? Because I'm so miserable right now. And most people don't say that they're going to kill themselves with a laugh and grin on their face. But that's literally where I was at because, anyways. So, luckily, within a week or so, somebody had canceled their appointment. They called me back. I get an
Can
appointment.
you come in? Fuck you.
Can I come in? Yes, I can. I don't remember. That was maybe November. It was November 7th. I remember. I finally get the appointment with the doc. And also I'd called in and got an appointment with the other doctor before, but they're not, psychologists. If you need mental health, don't go to a doctor, go to a mental health therapist. Or a behavioral psychologist, that's what you need.
Unless you need a reference.
Yes, but anyways, you need a therapist, not a doctor just going to give you pills. Yes, pills can help, but you need to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living proof. Because a doctor most likely is just going to tell you you're depressed and then put you on medicine and not actually deal with the problem.
Yeah.
But they could, but I'm just saying go see a therapist. So anyway, I finally get the appointment. November 7th, I go in there, tell him everything I've told y'all. And see, I didn't, the time I saw him before, we didn't actually talk about any of the stuff. We just talked about the fact that I was supposedly depressed.
Water, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah, y'all's bad. So I'll take a drink too.
Yeah. Like he took that, I was like, oh shit.
Alright, so I tell him everything that I told you about the thoughts, not being able to control them. And he's like, he just immediately knew. He's like, did I have y'all's attention?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
You told him everything that you knew.
He's like,
You never lost
But
mine.
that was not that distracting, but I was just like, good move.
It's good tasting stuff, or what?
No.
It was just
the
water. It was just
water with the
water.
rain, so I fucked that up.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that's why I was like, damn it. But I was
Just
like,
like,
she's on to the doctor.
oh, nice.
That's a pretty big ring.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Talk to the doctor.
he realized with all those details I gave, I have a fear of loss of control.
Yeah.
That's actually very common. A lot of people have a fear of loss of control. It's the same as people that have a fear of tight spaces, a fear of heights, a fear of crowds, a fear of what.
Yeah, I got 2 of the 3 of those right there.
Yeah. There's a lot of fears out in the world. But
Height?
there's heights, spiders, fear of spiders, and when people have those fears, they panic, they do whatever. But you also have people with fear of loss of control. Okay, a lot of people have that. All that means is
Fear of missing out.
No.
That's one, man.
I mean, so it's a fear of missing out because you're not controlling your own life. But anyway, so
I was just trying to
fear
be
of loss of
super
control.
Y'all are really bad. Whatever.
We're bad at this.
Yeah, we are bad at this. Y'all's podcasts probably suck. Let the speaker talk.
You're right.
Fuck you too, buddy. Let's go.
All right, so fear of loss of control. A lot of people have it. It just means they like. What do they like? They like control. It could be on anything. Like, say people with fear of loss of control. They're actually very successful in life. They make good managers. They're sometimes too perfectionistic. There's a lot of positives with a fear of loss of control, but whenever they don't have control, it can potentially lead to something. So a lot of people have fear of loss of control.
Yeah.
But I had something even more specific than that. I had fear of loss of control of my mind or my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of rare. But he had told me about one other person he had dealt with that had it and they got better. So with fear of loss of control of your thoughts, it means that I'm literally afraid of the fact that as humans, we don't control our thoughts. In which, I guess...
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, you can argue with me about it or not, but like I said...
60% of the decisions you make, my dude, are based on...
We don't control our thoughts, we control our actions.
Yeah.
Because you're having millions of thoughts right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
And like,
You don't control-
why do we have
yes,
these thoughts? Like,
yes.
where do these thoughts come
But
from?
me, like, whenever I told that first time, that 10 days of hell, that was the first time in my life, or actually the time before that when I was driving from Sister's house. That was kind of when that fear was established in my head. Oh, I don't control my thoughts. What if I had bad thoughts that potentially led to harm?
Mm-hmm.
Which is ridiculous because we control our actions. So, anyways. So
it does make sense.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
no,
it. Go
I
ahead.
just let it process. So, anyways, fear of lost control of my mind / thoughts. So, anyways, I'll just skip to the end. He pretty much the medicine for that to fix that was live your life, because I got to the point where I was just so scared to do anything because I was afraid of what thoughts might pop, whatever. Live your life. Go when he told me to go live your life, and that he gave me the hope that I was going to get better because this other person he had dealt with, that was when I started to.
There is a template.
Yes, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And then also he gave me this anxiety book to do, because it all just, then that's what you start to learn, is that everybody in life has anxiety,
Sure.
has depression.
Sure.
Now, there's clinical depression where there's a definition for it. It's like if you have,
Like brain
if you're
chemistry?
if you're like down for a certain amount of time, whatever. But yes, there are things, but we all deal with anxiety. We all deal with depressive thoughts.
Sure.
They're all just thoughts. That's it.
Go full circle. Like
So-
we talked about at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all have it. We all deal with it. But people, like for me, where I dealt with social anxiety for so long and just anxiety, I told myself that I wasn't supposed to have bad thoughts. So then my
Well,
brain.
Well, that's what everybody
Yeah.
says.
Yeah. So
Especially
then-
dudes, like
Yeah.
we're told.
That's exactly.
Be tough.
That's what we talked about in the beginning about being vulnerable.
But see,
and stuff.
that's the thing, and but like an alcoholic, a drug addict, they're actually, they're weak in that moment. But anybody has the ability to be courageous, to be tough. The way you do that is you don't run from those
From your
thoughts.
problems.
You
and
don't
stuff.
run to some drug. I mean, like I said, I'm drinking alcohol
Well,
now.
but
Yes,
We
but I'm
all
saying,
do. I'm not arguing with that,
But like Clamato.
yes, but don't
The-
run to it to run from
to escape
to
reality.
escape. Yes, and
I
I'm
agree.
saying yes. Every now and then we need to escape, but I'm saying don't continue. To
Like, this is
run.
my
Yes,
solution to the
this is my
problem.
solution to a problem. So
There's no solutions.
Yes.
There's only trade-offs.
you
Yep.
just learn.
Kind of swope.
You just, from this book I'm doing about anxiety, depression, you just learn that it's normal. We're all supposed to have those anxious thoughts, depressive thoughts, because anxiety is good. I learned that through my experience with the story I told. Like the story I just told that's not, on this one, the one that's going to be on the other stuff.
If I-
So people are
It's
gonna be
like-
asking for links, that
like,
shit.
and like,
Where's the fucking story?
yeah, my fear of loss of control,
Yeah,
like
Jon Anderson story.
having anxious thoughts, having intuitive thoughts, you're supposed to have that. That's how you avoid danger. But you don't let,
Survival theory.
but you don't let that stuff control you.
No.
You take all that, like, all right, I'm about to go into something scary. So here's an anxious thought. Here's another anxious thought. I got a bag full of anxious thoughts. You bring them with you, and you go right at whatever it is that you're afraid of. For me, it was
You
my
face
thoughts.
your problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, it was my thoughts, in which I had been.
Problems, thoughts, whatever.
I had been doing that for the past 5 years to get over social anxiety, but then I got to the point where, oh no, what do I do about these thoughts? And then I
You created
panicked.
new
Yes.
anxieties.
And then I panicked, but now I'm back on track, baby.
Yeah, I think it's like what
I'm
you
bringing
said.
all that
Good,
anxiety
I'm glad
with
you're
me.
back
Yeah,
on
I'm
track
bringing
about
that
that.
anxiety with me.
But I think it's what you just said, that people have weird thoughts, and do we control our thoughts? That's a huge debate.
No,
Probably.
you don't. Like, you do in a sense that you will then control your actions, which will then control your future
I agree.
thoughts.
You control
Yes.
your actions, but where does
But
where does a thought come from? How do you think?
All
Where's
you
it
can
come
do
from?
is observe it. And see, that's like people talk about meditation. It's evil, blah blah blah. No, it's not
The
evil.
fuck?
All meditation is.
I ain't never heard that.
I hear plenty of people. It's
that meditation is evil.
or whatever. It's bringing in evils, whatever. You're not supposed to.
Well, I think it's the other side of the argument.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not even getting into morale. I'm just saying there are people that think that it's bad. I'm telling you, meditation.
Well, that's
meditation,
everything in
all
life,
it is-
Man, you could say everything is bad.
I know, but all it is you're observing your thoughts. Exactly.
That's
And like
it. That's all I
now,
want
one
to
of
know.
my exercises is called like a mindful walk.
Mhm.
You just go
That's
out
cool,
and,
and that's
walk.
another
Yeah.
form.
You go out and walk, and you just focus on like how your body's moving,
Right.
the flow of it.
Sure.
Nowhere in it is it about right or wrong morality. It's
It's
just
just your thing.
relaxing.
This is like how I'm observing it. This is
You
my
observe
thoughts.
your movements.
This is me.
That way, instead of you're observing your movements, that way you're not worried about what you're doing tomorrow or
Sure.
your
I
next
get it.
exam or whatever. You're
That's
just,
all. That's
yeah.
all I want to know. Like, what
Is there
was
any-
Devin
And
Dalton's
honestly,
version?
like lifting weights, that's a form of meditation.
I agree.
Because
That's why I was like,
you're
what is
like,
your
yeah,
form? That's why I asked.
you're.
Because Shelor is the church of iron.
Oh, like say you're bench pressing. What's the downward movement?
Eccentric.
Eccentric,
concentric.
yeah.
No, wait. E is extend co's. Co's.
Yeah, so that's why working
Oh,
out
right.
is like for your physical health and mental health
Sure.
because you're also getting that mind to muscle connection.
Exactly.
So
That's
that's
why I asked. Like,
meditation.
what was your
Yeah.
version? That's
Yeah.
what I was asking.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I needed. Why I did it. Shut that shit back. Get that breeze.
No, I was cracking it. It's late here. We're doing the podcast late at night, and
Almost
one of the
early
things-
morning now.
Dude, shit. I think did we pass it?
We're
Yeah, we
Probably
ran
way.
past. We're 12:20. You know, so I think that it's not that we've been talking about uninteresting things. I think we're just tired. I know you're on 20 hours right now of being awake,
Yes.
so
That's
we'll
why
wrap it up.
That's what let's get your song in. Like I
Let's do it. You gotta.
I just need to lay down, man. I'm just at that point now
Yeah.
where
Like being
just
the
exhausted
adrenaline,
mentally.
the
and
adrenaline had
physically.
kicked in a little bit ago, and
Well, like on the ride home, I was just
were you
like,
driving or just riding?
no, I drove because we took my friend's van down, and she was like, "Hey, do you mind driving?" I'm like, I like driving. Like, well, I was asking him, like, "What's your form of meditation?" I love driving. Like, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And so, like, but on the ride home, like, I was tired. We just ate, and it was like,
That's a pizza, carbs, and
yeah.
cheese. That should give you the itis.
But like, I was like moving around. We've been sitting for 2 hours straight. I was like, fuck. Man. Then it's like, okay, we're on 81. We're almost there. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So I was like, all right, I'll go hang with the boys for a little bit. Let's see what's up.
Do a
Here,
little chat.
I wanted to hear the story.
We've been excited for the story. I know we've been interrupting you
I
the whole
wanted to hear
time,
the
but
story.
It's-
Yeah,
it's
well,
okay.
we both have
listen.
questions. I'm sorry.
I apologize for getting angry there, but that goes back to.
But I
No,
get
let
it.
me explain.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Goes back to my fear of loss of control because I had control of the conversation,
Sure.
and then
he did not. And then he gave me a fucking water spot. And I was like,
so that's why the
I
temper
get
was
it.
coming out.
I get it, but I was just asking questions, and I was like, I thought I was like just asking like, what was your form? And I was like, wait, I thought I was getting it,
But I was
like,
trying to
was I
explain
not?
it. Like I wasn't saying. I was saying like on the walk up to the barn. I was saying I was going out to the barn to meditate. I wasn't meditating on the way to
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
Okay.
explain to you.
Sure.
And I could see that you weren't understanding it, so I was getting mad.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. I apologize.
No, don't apologize. Just help me out. Just be like, hey, let me explain it
but
different.
you know what though? And
We've had a few drinks.
you're
and like,
driving
that's
it home,
fine.
like
Devin,
we've had some
I-
drinks and stuff.
Devin,
mad?
you're
You
still
mad,
my
bro?
dude, man. I mean,
You
I don't
mad,
care.
I think.
No, I'm not mad. Like I'm.
Okay.
Oh, I've been playing with it all
Yeah,
night.
you've been fucking around with it.
Okay.
Like a pick. It's just handy. So I think it's one of the big parts though is like, I think people are too quick to apologize for shit that's not their fault, or
Oh, I
they
was just
don't,
kidding. I
or
wasn't
they
being
don't
a dumbass.
apologize. You don't give a fuck. I know.
I was just
Fuck
apologizing.
him.
He was just being a dumbass.
I'm just
World's
I'm
worst
tired mentally,
podcast
physically.
interviewer.
I thought like I had it down. What are you playing for, Devin?
Let me
Yeah.
get this.
You
So
got-
everybody, we're back. Devin's going
Wait.
to end this podcast with a little what are you doing?
We never left. Fuck it.
I think
We
people,
did never
I
leave,
think
actually.
people like Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
What play?
Brooks is done.
Play something.
Something different.
Play something
Play something
good.
good.
No, I don't know. What do you want to play, man? It's your
Let
thing.
me- let
This
me
is
think
you.
about
This is
You tune it. You make do with that. But
what
I think there's always like a bunch of moments you can do it. Like Devin coming in and be like, hey, I'm sorry and stuff like that. I think that it's a healthy expression of like a good meal or a male mental attitude meal.
I'm trying to remember what he played last time he was on the
I
podcast.
don't remember.
I don't know.
I'm saying I think it's good to like when you do something you
All
feel
right.
bad.
You want to
apologize.
hear? You want to hear a good story? You want to hear a good
I want to hear a good song.
love song? What do you want to? What do you want to hear?
Story more than love song.
Question.
Okay, story.
I don't know. Do you want to hear a love song?
You wanna
'Cause
hear-
I'm more story.
How
man.
many do you want to play tonight?
Whatever you want to hear. I can do as much as you want. I got 12
So,
songs.
all right.
I got
so-
12 songs here that I didn't write. So far I just do cover songs.
That's fine.
I never
That's
wrote
fine.
anything.
Good.
I think I probably could, but I just got to keep
Good.
going.
We'll ask Chat GPT to help you out.
Who?
Seriously.
What we just talked about earlier.
All right, I'll just start out with.
Hey, Devin, just play whatever you're feeling. Like, I wouldn't mind. Like,
Dude, take that
it's like
paper.
I don't need nothing like let's get fucking hype song. Let's play a little chill song and
Need that shit for the drive home.
yeah, just something relaxing and something.
Angela's pretty relaxing. Lumineers, that was pretty.
Well,
I do like Lumineers.
I'll do that.
Layla, got me on my knees. Is that it?
No, that's
Just fucking, dude. I've purposely been fucking with him all day about like
Eric Clapton. Thank you. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Eric Clapton, Cream, and the other group because that song.
Do you know
1
Layla?
and 3.
Who is that?
Eric Clapton. Do you know that one?
Cream,
Yeah.
Eric Clapton.
That'd be good.
You keep putting your shit on my whiskey cabinet. Thank you.
Sorry.
You want some more coffee?
You know Morgan Wallen guy?
You know that Morgan. Matt really thought his name was Morgan Wallen.
Yes, Devin corrected me on it.
He was mixing 2020s with like when's Waylon? Was he like 70s, 60s, 80s? I don't know. He's older.
Waylon Jennings.
Yeah, how old is he? I don't know.
Waylon
I'd say
Jennings?
60s, 70s?
Right?
I thought he died.
I'm saying
But when
when
was
did
he
he
good?
play music? Is what I'm
Like
asking.
fucking 40 years ago.
That's what I'm asking.
Well, that
60s,
would've been-
70s, 80s.
1980.
Yeah, that's actually accurate. 60s, 70s, 80s is when he was playing.
What do we got for us here?
Lumineers. This is
Angela.
Lumineers, Angela.
Alright.
Alright.
Sing it good. There you go. Smart.
When you left this town, with your windows down, and the wilderness inside. Let the exits pass, all sorry black, to the road and skyline. The strangers in this town, they raise you up just to let you down. Oh, Angela, it's a long time coming. All the lights are green and white, the city's on its sign. But you held your course, you sent yours, corners of the night. From the second time around, the only love I ever found. Oh, Angela, it's a long time coming, yeah. Hold me there. Safe in room, you caught up on your fingers and fist. Did you hear the notes, all the static goes, the radio missed? Strangers in this town, raise you up just to cut you down. Oh, Angela, it's a long time coming. Oh, Angela, that's your mind running away. Hold me last. Hold me last. Vacancies, hotel rooms, lost in me, lost in you. Angela, on my knees, I belong, I believe. Hold me last. Hold me last. Hold me last. Hold me last.
Jimmy's losing there.
There's more.
Is there more? Can we get
I thought we had
uno
one
más?
more to close it on.
How
Uno
about
más?
2 more?
Dos más? Dos más?
Whatever you want to do, bro. It's yours.
Okay.
No, fucking.
Last time I actually saw
Right,
Devin
yeah.
Dalton,
So I thought
He had
about
it.
Actually, I know most of the words of these. It's theirs, like a safety net.
Yeah, insurance. What's the next one?
This is. It's called The Greatest Love Story. It's by people.
This is the greatest.
Lanco. They had like
Hey, I
it's
know
like
Lanco.
It's like a one-hit wonder.
I know what you're talking about.
I mean, they're pretty good, but it's just one song that's on the radio.
Yeah,
It's
little
pretty
country song. Yeah.
I've got no idea. Who to
Somebody
talk about.
requested it one time, so
I
it
know
kind
who
of
you're
stuck.
talking about. I've heard it.
It's stuck in my arsenal.
It's a good song.
I like
Starts
it.
out, I'm smelling like a rose that somebody gave me on my birthday
My
deathbed.
mama likes this song. So.
What is
Mama said.
Mama likes
what does
it.
that thing do? Is it this whole chorus?
This is a capo.
What does that mean?
All right, I'll explain it
I'll
like I did to him.
get a whiskey.
Explain it to me like a
All
five.
right, this
Yeah.
shape that I'm making with my hand. Wait, where are we at?
Small.
Ready? Ready, man?
This is a G. Okay.
You're a G.
We're all
This is a
G's here.
G. All right. You see where I'm at?
Yep.
You see where it's at.
Very upper hand G.
All right. So listen to the way this sounds.
Oh.
This is a G. Let me just get up here to the camera. Oh boy. All right. This is a G.
Okay.
Now when I slide over, move that same shape over. That sounds terrible. That's not a G. All right.
Sounds like hot shit.
So now I'm holding this position. Come put that capo on this fret. Right there.
Put it on me, girl.
Put it on that fret.
Got it. This one.
Nope. That one.
Do it. Boom.
So now the G is
So he
here.
hasn't moved his fingers.
Wait. No, that's wait.
What? Fix it, man.
Who put that G?
Who put that G?
Who put that capo
Okay,
there?
so now the G is
Who
here.
fucked that up?
Okay,
All right.
Now this is okay. So anyways, you get the point. It moves.
So
It moves the entire fretboard over.
Well, do that G lower and then move it again, because that was what really impressed me. I was like, wait, what? So you did a G lower, like where you didn't move the capo and sounds like shit.
the reason I asked, there's a guy I follow on Instagram. He goes with girls in Nashville, and he said, "Hey, can I sit here?" And I said, "Hey, what's your favorite song right now?" And they'll instantly say like, that's how I knew about that Louis Capallo.
Louis Capaldi.
Yeah, one girl said him. Usually he gets a bunch of Morgan Wallen and country stuff. He gets random like Lil Nas X. But and they're like, he's like, hey, whatever song you want right now. And he plays like the chorus, maybe a verse and then the chorus, and he ends up. But I always see him like,
I can't do that.
but he'll take the capo and like he'll put it.
That's pretty impressive.
He'll put the capo and he's like,
I can
what
sing
song?
it. I can
And he
sing
waits
it,
for them
but
to
I
say
can't
it.
play it on guitar.
I think if they say Morgan Wallen, he's like.
I mean, I know about every pop song, every country song.
Well, that's kind of what he does.
But I could not play it on
Like
guitar.
he did a thing with is it Lady Marmalade.
Lady Marmalade?
Marmalade, is that her name?
No.
Something like that.
But anyway, that's what he does.
Lady Gaga?
No,
Yeah, that was
her.
it. That was it. You have no idea. I've been fucking with Devin, so he's been picking
But
her
like,
for
he
a
can just
while.
he can do the verse and like which it could be staged. I don't know, but it's pretty impressive though.
Either way.
I mean, I'm sure if she says something
It's
that
getting
he doesn't
views,
know.
it's getting likes, so he's doing something right.
But I was like, maybe Devin needs to just go to a city and just random. Can I sit here?
Or I could say bring girls that already know and say, hey, what's your favorite song?
Or you just
And
stage it
and
if
I
you
already
want to.
stage it just like this
Why
guy.
not?
probably
How much of that shit isn't staged? But anyways,
Sure. Go ahead, take us home,
All
Devin.
right, greatest love story by Lanco.
Cheers, brother.
They said I was nothing but a troublemaker, never up to no good. I went a little too far, just a little too far. I was gonna be your forever, you were gonna be my wife. Didn't know any better, didn't have come about it. I was you you wanted me, and left me in between. Ain't gonna be, it's the story that's now and the same. You went off to college and I got a job. I was working at a 9 to 5. Dreaming of the days when you were on that Jingle Bell so loud. Spend the days working, screaming nights drinking, yelling at home. Dreaming of the days when you were coming back, now we couldn't come to the sun. We couldn't come to the dream. And I was gonna be your forever, you were gonna be my wife. Moving on, I'm better, I was learning all about life. I was what you wanted, you were what I needed, waking me in the flame. We're gonna be, it's the story that's now and the same. You came back after a long 4 years and your college boy didn't work. We went out with a couple of drinks to find out who we are now. Girl, you changed the way that I am, same old feels for me. It's the story about chicken rain, and I got down on my knees. Down on my knees.
Ooh.
And I said, I'm gonna be your forever. Baby, will you be my wife? Now let me know a little better. Get out in our life. I'm what you wanted, you're what I need. Making me in the rain. We gonna be, it's the story that's now and the same. We gonna be, it's the story this world has seen. Baby, say yes to me.
I think the only thing on this entire show that's bullshit is whenever you're like, I can't play the guitar. Like that's probably the biggest bullshit. It's like, hold on, and then, let me play a whole song for you, motherfucker. Let me see if you like the shit. Because when I pick the guitar up, I can pick. Let me show you how to do it.
That's how I played George.
I see that. They're like, you know. Good stuff, though. Seriously, good stuff. All right.
Tyler. One more Tyler, and then
One more, and then
Take
Chris
it
has
home.
to
Take it home,
take it
man.
home.
take it on with Tyler.
Take me one for the road, baby.
Or flower shops.
Country roads, so flower
New
shops.
flower shops, please.
No,
I've been
man.
listening to a lot of Ernest lately.
All right, this is actually my version.
Lighting up like a Christmas tree on the
This is
7th
my.
of January.
This is my version.
Which
of flower shops.
Tyler were you going to do? Those?
Feathered Indians. I think I've done that before.
Well,
Uh,
did you on your thing? Last one I heard you do, Tyler, was News to Grindstone.
This is where my buckle makes impressions on the inside of her thighs. There are little feathered Indians where we tell little flower shop.
Like that.
I like
I'm
Tyler.
gonna-
I love Ernest right
When
now.
my buckle makes impressions
Well,
inside her thighs, he fucking her sideways? Like, what the hell?
They go
What
flower
is this?
shops, man.
Yeah, little flower shop.
Can you get that high?
I do this one. No, I do it higher than they do.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you hear that, Ernest?
Cause see, they play it on like over here. They play it without a capo. I'll put it on the 5th because it sounds.
One, two,
it sounds
three,
pretty
four,
good.
five. Got it.
I sound
Fifth,
like I do it.
fifth.
It's
One, two,
completely different
three,
song when I
four,
do it.
five.
What you're
I'm
saying
learning-
is
look
if
at me
they do
learning
it,
guitar.
you do it if it was done right. Okay, I'm with you.
1, 2.
I mean,
three,
obviously,
four,
I'm
five.
not the guitar player.
He plays on the 5th.
They do some whole other. I'm not very good at picking. I just strum and bullshit over here.
What's the difference? Okay, so strum is just boom, boom, boom.
Pick
The
is
pick is like you
whatever.
pick a string.
You have whatever, or
Like you just don't strum it.
or
You actually get
this
to
is like John Mayer song picking. It's like
give us a little neon. So you just hit
Yeah,
each
that's picking.
string rather than
Yeah.
strumming them all.
this is a strum.
So strum is you're hitting them all.
Yeah, strum and whatever.
A
It's
pick you hit
strum,
like each
strumming's
individual.
more is easier. It's just like
Is this how we A B C D?
it's honestly I can't. I have to think about it. I'm more about.
I'm
this.
just asking questions. Do your
Yeah.
thing, bro.
But like this is
Don't
picking.
Do your thing. Take us home, baby. Take me home, baby.
I'm not. It's very for me. It's very difficult to do that and then also sing. So I just
Well,
keep it
for
up.
what you're doing, I think it's very impressive.
Thank you.
So
4,
just
5.
take me home.
Flower shops.
Ladies and gentlemen, Flower Shops in this podcast. This is me, Chris Shelor, Jon Anderson, Devin Dalton on the guitar. He's gonna take us home on Ernest Flower Shops. Is this Ernest and Morgan Wallen's
Yeah.
version?
Sheila's like 204, right?
Shelor Select number 204. Thanks for being here. Jon Anderson, this is gonna be on yours too.
We'll be on Your Week with John W. also. So
My
appreciate that.
name's Devin Dalton.
And plug your stuff.
Snapchat's Big Dev 2020. I think Instagram. I don't really do anything on there, but I think when I post videos on Facebook, it puts them on Instagram. On Instagram,
Okay.
it's Devin Dalton. Something. I don't know.
You got it right there, folks. Just look up
Yeah.
Devin Dalton. You'll
Yeah,
find him on
the website.
Facebook.
I ain't
Instagram.
worried about any of that. I'll just be out performing somewhere.
We
There you
both, John and both follow him. Yeah, look for him in Floyd, Virginia. Earlier, Devin, take it away. Ernest Flower Shops. Devin Dalton cover. Do your thing, baby.
It's a beautiful day. She's been crying all night. All there's tears in her blue, bloodshot in mine. This bender's been bending his hellbound brain. My baby's at all she can do. So, misery, I'll take your roses. If you cut on Lord, she can't take no more. And I'll buy violets and daisies to hide all the crazy it's gonna take. Oh, you, yeah. Oh, it's a bad day for love, but a good day for flower shop. I changed my accent here to Morgan Wallen's. Well, I took some pills and she took the dogs, all it's all gone to hell. She's gone to her mom's. Yeah, I took up drinking, so she took the time to tell me I took the best years of her life. So, buddy, I'll take your roses. If you cut on, you can't take no more. And I'll buy violets and daisies to hide all the crazy it's gonna take. Oh, you, yeah. Oh, it's a tough day for love, but a good day for flower shine.
messages.
What happened?
Fuck you, George.
I
I got your ass.
just want you to know we're not gonna cut or edit that out. There's just no context you're gonna have for that. Fuck you, George.
Night, everybody.
Been an absolute pleasure having both of you guys here on the collaborative show of Shelor Selects and Your Week with John W. Check out Devin Dalton the next time that he is doing a show in Floyd or the surrounding areas, Roanoke. We're going to see him and see him soon. Guys, it's been absolutely amazing. Take care. Thanks for being the best part of your week.